He was just a boy, but there was something different about him. In the dusty backyards of Porto Alegre, a spark ignited, a spark that would one day captivate the world. With a ball at his feet, time seemed to stop. It wasn't just talent, it was something deeper, something almost magical. Behind every smile, behind every no-look pass and jaw-dropping dribble, there's a story of love, loss, sacrifice, and unshakable determination. What does it really take to become a legend? This is not just about football. This is about a boy who lost his father at the age of 8, a boy who turned heartbreak into inspiration, and who found strength in his family, especially in his older brother who became his mentor, his guide, and his greatest supporter. This boy became Ronaldinho Gaúcho, the magician, the champion, the symbol of joy on the field. But do you really know what he went through to reach the top? Do you know the challenges, the pain, the battles behind the scenes? Get ready to uncover the untold journey of one of football's most electrifying icons. This video will take you through every twist, every triumph, and every secret behind the smile that changed the game. Before we dive in, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because once this story begins, you won't want to miss a single second. This is the story of Ronaldinho, like you've never seen before. The field was never just grass and lines. For him, it was sacred ground, a sanctuary where joy and pain collided, where a young boy learned to turn hardship into fuel and dreams into reality. Long before the stadium lights and roaring crowds, there was only a child with a ball and an unshakable fire in his chest. That child was Ronaldinho. From a very young age, there was something undeniable about him. In old home videos, you could already see it, the spark in his eyes, the effortless way he danced with the ball, as if the world around him didn't exist. He wasn't just playing, he was telling a story with every touch. His story. One that began in the narrow streets and backyards of Porto Alegre and would eventually echo across the world. His idols were like distant stars in the sky, legends whose names carried the weight of history. His older brother Assis, then Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Valdo, Romario, Zico, Rivellino, Maradona, Pelé. They were more than names to him. They were guiding lights. And with each new day, each new kick of the ball, Ronaldinho was getting closer to becoming one of them. Every dribble, every move was a page in a greater story of perseverance, love, and glory. He didn't just break through defenses, he broke through expectations, transforming into something far greater than a footballer. He became a symbol of joy, of magic, of what's possible when talent meets heart. His professional journey began humbly at Grêmio, where he grew under the weight and honor of the immortal tricolour. The coaches, the teammates, the fans, they all saw it. He wasn't just another prospect, he was the promise. On those early Brazilian pitches, Ronaldinho didn't just shine, he dazzled. And soon it became clear that the world was watching. That world would get its first real taste of the prodigy when he crossed borders to join Paris Saint-Germain. In France, Ronaldinho didn't just adapt, he transcended. He brought joy to the game, collected trophies, and captivated hearts far beyond Brazil's borders. But his story was still building towards something greater. Then came Spain, then came Barcelona, and everything changed. At Barca, Ronaldinho reached a level of artistry that football had rarely seen. The way he played, the creativity, the unpredictability, the sheer audacity was something out of a dream. It was there, under the spotlight of Camp Nou, that he crafted his golden chapter. He wasn't just scoring goals, he was rewriting how the game could be played. But as with every great hero, the journey never truly ends. It simply evolves. A new act took him to AC Milan, where tradition met flair. There, in the heart of Italy, Ronaldinho left yet another indelible mark, proving that his magic could flourish anywhere. In Brazil, in France, in Spain, and now in Italy. Yet the pinnacle of any Brazilian footballer's career is the yellow shirt. a camisa canarinho. And Ronaldinho wore it with pride, becoming an essential force in the legendary 2002 FIFA World Cup squad. With him on the field, Brazil didn't just compete, Brazil conquered. The world watched as the Seleção lifted its fifth World Cup trophy, and Ronaldinho, smiling as always, was forever etched into history. But behind that iconic smile was a journey filled with struggle, with silence, with sacrifice. A journey that began with a boy who had every reason to quit and every reason to rise. So now I ask you, what does Ronaldinho mean to you? Which moment lives rent-free in your memory? Let us know in the comments, because this isn't just his story, it's ours too, and it's far from over. He wasn't just a footballer, he was the personification of magic. A magician on the pitch whose every touch of the ball could shift the atmosphere in a stadium and lift the soul of an entire nation. Ronaldinho didn't just help Brazil win. He made it feel like glory had rhythm, and that rhythm had a smile. But even legends live lives beyond the stadium lights. Amidst the roaring cheers and historic victories, a quieter, more personal chapter began for Ronaldinho. He became a father to João Mendes, the son he had with Brazilian dancer Janaína Mendes. And just as destiny had once lit the path for Ronaldinho, it began to do the same for João, who would follow in his father's footsteps, chasing his own dreams on the pitch. A new generation born of the same flame. Yet, no matter how many trophies he lifted, Champions League, La Liga, Copa Libertadores, it was never just about the titles. Ronaldinho wasn't just playing football, he was reinventing it. Every match was a performance, every dribble a brushstroke on the canvas of the sport. His name became more than a name, it became a symbol, a hymn of genius, a reminder that football at its core is joy. With his stardom came global recognition, sponsorships, brand deals, partnerships. Everyone wanted a piece of the magic. He was everywhere, not only on jerseys and screens, but in hearts and conversations. And yet, for all the light he radiated, shadows were never too far behind. In 2011, when Brazil longed to see him back on home soil, the flame reignited. Ronaldinho returned. This time, the red and black of Flamengo became his battlefield, and fans once again witnessed the maestro in action. But just as the music of his return played on, another tune crept in, one more complex, more uncertain. That same year, a cloud settled over Ronaldinho's public life, a controversial episode, filled with whispers, headlines, speculation. The lines between his private world and public image began to blur. While the media storm raged, Ronaldinho chose silence, and in that silence, mystery grew. Was this the beginning of the end? Would this chapter tarnish the legend? Then came a twist no one saw coming. Atlético Mineiro opened its doors, and Ronaldinho, ever the performer, stepped back into the spotlight. But this time, he didn't just shine, he orchestrated. Like a conductor guiding a symphony, he led Atlético to glory, reviving his legacy once more in a blaze of brilliance. Still, the road called again, this time to a place few expected. In the vibrant football scene of Mexico, he wore the shirt of Querétaro, a new country, a new challenge, and though the colors changed, the magic didn't. Every time he touched the ball, it felt like the game itself held its breath. But even the greatest tales must reach their final chapter. A potential move to Vasco da Gama was rumored, but it never came to be. A short stint at Fluminense followed, and then silence. For 2 years, no contracts, no comebacks. Then in 2018, the announcement came. Ronaldinho Gaúcho, the eternal smile of football, officially retired. The stadiums were quiet, but inside, hearts applauded. It was a final ovation for the artist who had once made football feel like poetry. His journey, filled with brilliance, controversy, reinvention, and raw human emotion, remains etched into the soul of the sport. Not just for what he did with the ball, but for what he represented, joy in its purest form. Now we want to hear from you. Which moment of Ronaldinho's story left its mark on you? Was it a dribble, a goal, a smile, or the resilience behind the curtain? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because Ronaldinho wasn't just a player on the field. He was a part of all of us who ever dared to dream. Like a telenovela packed with unexpected twists and cliffhangers, Ronaldinho's life has always unfolded far beyond the four lines of a football pitch. In the same year, he made headlines for his glorious return to Brazilian football. Another, very different story grabbed the world's attention, one that felt more like fiction than fact. News broke of an alleged triple wedding, a supposed case of bigamy, sensationalized by tabloids, ignited yet another media storm around the football legend. The headlines exploded, and Ronaldinho once again found himself not as a player on the field, but as the central figure in a legal and social drama that felt straight out of a soap opera. But that chapter was only the beginning of a darker turn in his journey. In 2019, the story took a steep dive. The man once celebrated for lifting trophies and spirits saw the weight of justice come crashing down. A court order froze 57 of his properties. His passports, both Brazilian and Spanish, were seized. The boy from Porto Alegre, who once had the world at his feet, now stood tangled in a complex web of financial struggles and legal battles. And then came Paraguay. In 2020, Ronaldinho was detained in Asunción, accused of entering the country using a forged passport. The images shocked the world. The man known for his ever-present smile was now behind bars, facing preventive detention. For weeks, the story held the world in suspense. The footballing genius, once worshipped in stadiums, now awaited his fate in silence. Eventually, the sentence was softened. House arrest replaced the cold confines of prison, but the damage was already done. His legacy had taken a hit, and the world couldn't look away. Still, even in the midst of turmoil, Ronaldinho remained a figure impossible to ignore. His saga, full of scandal, struggle, resilience, and redemption, reads like a novel you can't put down. A tale that evokes nostalgia in those who watched him shine, curiosity in those trying to understand him, and admiration in those who still believe in magic, despite the flaws of its wielder. And maybe that's why his story didn't stop when he hung up his boots. Ronaldinho became more than just a retired athlete. He became a symbol, a cultural icon whose influence stretched far beyond the pitch. His journey was immortalized in the biography, The Smile of Football, Ronaldinho, the Last Romantic, written by Luca Caioli and published in Italy in 2006. That same year, Mauricio de Souza Productions, the creators of Brazil's beloved comic book universe, released Ronaldinho Gaúcho, a comic series that reimagined his childhood with charm and humor. Month after month, the stories brought the young Ronaldinho to life through the pages of Panini Comics, turning him into a hero for new generations. As time went on, he branched into fashion and business, always keeping that essence of flair and elegance. In celebration of his 36th birthday, Ronaldinho launched his own luxury sports watch brand, 18K Ronaldinho, inspired by two powerful elements, helium and carbon, symbols of lightness and strength, a tribute to the birth of a star. But Ronaldinho's story has never been just about fame. His heart still beats for people. He's given back through charity events, including his famous Natal Show de Bola, bringing joy to countless children and families in need. His impact stretches across nations, not just as an athlete, but as a role model, an inspiration, a living reminder that even the brightest stars can face the darkest skies and still shine. Today, Ronaldinho isn't just a football icon, he's a living legend. A man whose name echoes in stadiums, whose smile is etched into memory, and whose legacy dances on in the feet of young dreamers all over the world. And so, in every corner of every pitch, where the grass trembles with the rhythm of the game, his legend lives on. The sound of his dribbles still lingers like a Brazilian symphony, one that never truly ends. Now it's your turn. What does Ronaldinho mean to you? Which moment, on or off the field, will forever stay with you? Drop your story in the comments, because legends may retire, but the emotions they stir in us live on forever. Until then, take care. See you soon.